Hey folks, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and today I'm going to show you one trick to get a silky smooth vocal reverb. We're going to be looking at smoothing out your vocal reverb today, but before we dive in, if you're ready to take your vocal mixes to the next level and really start dialing in your EQ strategy for mixing vocals, then I have just the thing for you. It is my ultimate guide to vocal EQ, and it's just a simple PDF that will walk you through how to EQ your vocals step by step to help you get polished and professional sounding vocal mixes without any more of the guesswork. It is a completely free guide, and you can download it below using the link in the video description. Now let's jump in here and explore how to smooth out your vocal reverb. So this is a mix we've been working on. If you've been following the mixing from start to finish, you've probably seen this mix here. We just got the vocals into the mix here, and I'm going to play it for you here. You can hear where our vocal's sitting. I'll pull up the reverb so you can hear where our reverb is sitting as well. And then we're going to talk about smoothing out that reverb sound. So let me turn my speakers back on here. I'm going to hit play, take a listen to where the mix is at this point. I tried to get along. I tried to play the game, but I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. I became so caught up in you. I'm sorry I wasn't thinking straight. I've never been so afraid. Maybe that's why I hesitate to say that I love you. I tried to get along. So you can hear the mix is coming along. The reverb's giving our vocals some depth. But we have some S's coming from our vocal that are kind of getting blown up in our reverb, and they're stacking on top of the normal sibilance range from our vocal and really exaggerating it. Now, if we just nuke our reverb here for a minute and just listen to the track here, no reverb, you'll hear our S's sound fine. I tried to get along. I tried to play the those sound okay, there's no problem there, but it's the combination of the S's in our original vocal here and the S's coming through in our reverb that kind of make this horrible combo, and then we have too much S. So I don't want to over de-S the original vocal, because then that's going to translate through to our verb, and we'll just have a vocal that feels like it has a lisp to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take care of the S's just on the reverb here. So here's what just our reverb sounds like. I tried to play the game, but I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. Now, if you're facing too much S coming from your reverb, obviously one thing you can do is you can pull your low pass down, but that's not always the way to go, and I'll show you why. Let me pull the low pass down, you can hear what we get. I tried to get along. I tried to play the game, but I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. I became so caught up. So the over-exaggerated S's coming through our reverb are gone, but so is all of the top end on our reverb here now, and it's a very dark, very muddy, kind of tunnel-esque sounding reverb. That's not what I want. I want that nice, luxurious plate sound that has that pretty top end without the S's being too much. So I'm going to pull this back here. We're sitting at 10K there. That's just a nice precaution to have if you do have a lot of S's, is to maybe just duck off of the super highs there, so our low pass is at 10 dB there. What we're going to do is we're going to pull in a de-esser, and we're going to over de-ess just the reverb track here. So if I turn off our reverb and our EQ, you'll hear we have our vocal coming through. So our finished vocal mix is coming through here now on this bus, because we're sending from our finished vocal mix here, our EQ'd and compressed vocal and de-essed, sending into here. That's why I like using buses here as well. It's just more convenient for sending and stuff like that. Now I'm going to de-ess this vocal pre-reverb here. I tried to get along. I tried to play the game. But I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. I became so caught up in you. I'm sorry I wasn't thinking straight. I tried to get along. I tried to play the game. But I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. So you can hear we are really clamping down on that sibilance range here. Our deesser is just 4K and above here on the multiband. Our ratio is up at 20:1, so we're using it like a limiter on just this band here. And then our attack and release are as fast as possible because I want to get in on those S's and then I want to let go as fast as possible to leave all that brightness and all that air that we're getting on the rest of the vocal. So we're getting rid of those S's, but we're leaving the rest of the top end unharmed here. And I'm going a little bit harder than I probably would if it was just the lead vocal. I'm going harder because this is the reverb return, and I want to get rid of more S on the reverb return. So it's just the S from the lead vocal here. So listen one more time with and without the deesser here on our reverb return. I tried to get along. I tried to play the game. But I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. Gives us a very smooth top end sound on our reverb channel here. So now we can throw our reverb back in and we can throw our EQ back in here. And this is what we have now with our reverb and our EQ following this over de-essed vocal. I tried to get along. I tried to play the game. But I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. Now that sibilance range isn't too crazy when we hear any of those sibilant points. So S's or T's or anything, they don't jump out quite as much as before. So listen to before and after here now, with and without the deesser pre-reverb here. I tried to get along. I tried to play the game. But I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. So now we've got a smoother reverb sound. We still have all that nice airy top end, but when the S's, when the sibilance gets too much, we duck it down and then we let go as fast as possible to leave the rest of the vocal unaffected. So now we've smoothed out our reverb. Let's tuck this back under our vocal now. So we'll throw it back in with our track here. I tried to get along. I tried to play the game. But I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. I became so caught up in you. I'm sorry I wasn't thinking straight. I've never been so afraid. Now that our reverb has less and less of that sibilance range in it, it allows us to push our reverb higher in the mix without exaggerating or layering on all those S's and all those T's that were coming through on our reverb. Because our reverb is smoother, we can sit it higher in the mix to add that extra level of depth to our vocal. So listen one more time here with and then without the deesser pre-reverb on our return here, on our plate reverb. So listen with, and then I'll take it out, and you can hear how our vocal changes. I tried to get along. I tried to play the game. But I knew from the moment I saw you that it was much too late. I became so caught up in you. I'm sorry I wasn't thinking straight. I've never been so afraid. So if you're struggling to get your S's under control and you find it's actually coming from maybe an effects return, so a delay, or a reverb where you're getting that excessive S, try putting a deesser before your effects chain. So over de-ess the vocal on your effects chain and then bring it back in underneath your vocal for a smoother vocal sound. I hope that was helpful for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to level up your vocal mixes and really start to perfect your EQ strategy, then I have just the tool for you, and it is completely free. It is my ultimate guide to vocal EQ, and you can download it below to start creating more professional vocal mixes in less time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.